In the headlines, Senior Counsel Anthony Astafan concerned over unconfirmed reports that names are being taken off the voters list illegally. Much needed international exposure for Dominica's young artists when they perform at the stadium forecourt this weekend. And the National HIV/AIDS Response Program on a campaign to promote responsible sexual behavior this independence season. I am Andrea Louis with the Channel 5 News. Back with the details after this.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. First up, Senior Counsel Anthony Astafan says he plans to investigate claims of names being taken off the voters list without adhering to proper procedure. Senior Counsel told the Channel 5 News on Wednesday if the reports are confirmed, the appropriate measures will be taken. Here is his full statement.
I have been approached by persons who have indicated that there are a number of electors who have been removed, or the chief elections officer has decided to remove from the voters list without notice of the objection, without a hearing, and without notification of the decision. The regulations make it extremely clear the procedure to be followed on the notice, on the receipt of an objection. And the Court of Appeal and the High Courts of these OECS countries, including Dominica, Antigua, Nevis, and others, have made it clear that they must follow the procedure for objections under the regulations. In Nevis, that led to the reinstatement of names on the list. And more importantly, the Court of Appeal has said you cannot remove persons from the voters list without a full hearing of the objection, the reasons, and the decision. If what I'm hearing is true, that the Chief Elections Officer is removing persons from the list without a hearing following an objection, this is going to lead to litigation, this is going to lead to chaos, and this is going to lead to the corruption of the system. It is inconceivable to me that in this day and age, with multiple authorities to back it up, that a chief elections officer believes that he can remove persons from the voters list without any notice to them, without a hearing, without the right to be represented, which the regulations require. So I intend to ascertain whether this is true. And if this is true, I'm going to have to ask the political leader of the Dominica Labour Party and the members of parliament to get names together for us to institute promptly, immediately, and urgently an application for an injunction to create, and I'm going to use the word again, to stop this madness from happening. It is inconceivable to me that this is happening in 2019 with all the discussion we've had about due process and all the decisions we have on due process. There's something foul here, and I don't know what it is, but I intend to find out what it is.
In more top stories, the Electoral Reform Group issued a statement Wednesday saying the Electoral Commission has a moral responsibility to see to it that the coming general election allows only eligible people to participate.
The group says it's important that the elected government ought to be the outcome of an electoral process which would have been free, fair and credible. The group wants to see urgent efforts towards cleansing the electors' list and issuing of voter ID cards. It says these measures will add credibility to the electoral process and help to maintain public peace. The group says it would be irresponsible for the Electoral Commission to continue to rely on the fact that all political parties have won elections under the current system. It is urging the Electoral Commission to urgently implement the achievable recommendations made by the Special Joint CARICOM Commonwealth and OAS Mission on Electoral Reform. The group is also calling on government to provide all additional financial resources necessary to enable the Electoral Commission to do the necessary reforms before election. The Electoral Reform Effort Group comprises church, business, trade union and civil society leaders.
In more developments, Chief Elections Officer Ian Michael Anthony recently issued a call to registered voters to inspect the preliminary voters list published in each polling district. Mr. Anthony encouraged electors to assist the electoral office by scrutinizing the electors list, ensuring that it is updated before the November 1st deadline for accepting corrections. He has also announced the November 19th deadline for accepting claims and objections before the publication of the final register of electors.
The electoral office informs the general public that the preliminary electors lists are now posted in all of the polling districts across Dominica. And this is the time where we ask persons to scrutinize those lists, make sure that all is correct, spelling of names, etc., and if they see any errors, any discrepancies, to bring it to our attention so that we can take the corrective action. And we are asking that this be done by the 1st of November 2019.
Claims and objections must be submitted by Tuesday, 19th November 2019. The final list of electors is due on November 30th, 2019.
The preliminary list of electors are posted within conspicuous places in all of the polling districts. Again, we ask the public to look at them carefully. Those lists as well can be inspected at the homes of the assistant registering officers for the various polling districts. The registering officers will have a list for the entire constituency, and that can be inspected as well. We also take the opportunity to ask the public to assist us in updating information on persons who may have died overseas, and we ask them where they have that information, channel the documentation like, say, a death certificate, through either the assistant registering officer for the polling district or the registering officer for the constituency. In turn, those documents will be forwarded to the electoral office, where we will make the necessary corrections.
In more news, a host of up-and-coming Dominican artists will be given a chance to shine in front of an international audience this weekend. Julian Morris has that story.
This is the aim of the forecourt experience during the World Creole Music Festival. Over the years, the Windsor Park Stadium forecourt has developed into an avenue for budding local artists to showcase their talent to the World Creole Music Festival crowd. One such artist, Richie Farrell of St. Joseph, will perform on Saturday night.
I see this as a very huge opportunity. The FC, in my opinion, one of the biggest organizers in Dominica, and they see the talent in us, in our own country, is a big deal. You can experience something that is on par with what our international artists and regional artists will be doing on the main stage, because we're preparing for that.
Farrell's plan is to make it onto the big stage as a main act of the World Creole Music Festival and sees his forecourt performance as a step in the right direction.
Everything is about preparation, everything is about planning, and then the main thing is executing, because even if you plan and you prepare and you have the nicest done, so to speak, and you come on stage and you kind of mess up things, then all this planning and preparation would have been for naught. So I feel very confident with the preparations I've made. I feel very confident with the rehearsal sessions, with the camaraderie between the artists, my fellow artists, and personally, I'm ready, man.
Meantime, Cecil the Wizard Joseph hopes to expose people to his genre of music during his forecourt performance.
The type of exposure that I want as an artist is that the people to come and listen and like, because you can't force people to like what you have. You play something, you perform, you perform to a point where, boom, I love this artist.
Joseph also plans on putting in the work to make it onto the main stage of the World Creole Music Festival.
For some people it is easy, so some people it's hard. Honestly, Okonto Richie, it's about preparation. It's about preparation, it's about going through it's learning before you earn. It's about getting up and doing the work, getting through the process, meeting people.
Other acts to look out for during the forecourt experience include Nikita Davis of Citronnier, Kyle Lyrical K. Robin of Wesley, Quan Dennis of Grand Bay, Kitana Charles of Pottersville, Kimberly Dowie of Stock Farm, and Samuel Sasasami John Lewis of Grand Bay.
You're watching the Channel 5 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD. All for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Les moun ki ni TB estene e ben tout se, moun ki en bonne santé oli wen ka respire se vermine la. Moun ki pa ni bon tempérament, kon sa ki ni maladie HIV, alcool, ka fumé, ti mamay e grand moun, bien sensible pour ces maladies ça la. Moun ki ka tousse ni pou prendre précaution le yo en parmi moun en place publique, couvert bouche ou le ka estene et tousse. Visitez docteur et ben place santé. Fini tout traitement yo ba ou sa joine guérison et puis maladie TB. En responsabilité ou aider du bout si men maladie TB et HIV, protéger corps et les autres.
Helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
UNDP resident representative for Barbados and the OECS believes a partnership between the UNDP and Dominica will augur well for the country's climate resilience goals. Magdi Martinez-Solomon was appointed resident ambassador for the region earlier this month and visited Dominica shortly thereafter. During an interview with Channel 5 News, Martinez-Solomon said one of the main reasons he has special interest in Dominica is because the UNDP is a very present organization in recovery.
We were the first responder of the United Nations after the hurricane. We have invested ourselves and our people and our technical assistance and our expertise in helping the Dominican people rebuild back better, as we say, and go into the future with a smile on their lips, believing in the hopes that lie ahead, and thinking that the resilience, strong Dominica will be what will protect you from future and almost inevitable hydrometeorological events, also known as hurricanes.
Martinez Solomon believes the UNDP has the resources which Dominica needs in its drive to become the first climate-resilient country in the world.
The second reason is because we are a big organization on climate change. So we are the largest worldwide climate change grant-making organization. We provide a lot of technical but also financial support, and we have about 7 projects here in Dominica that range all the way from low-carbon development path to early warning systems to renewable energies to avoiding coastal erosion, you name it. We work on many issues related to the environment and to renewable energy.
Barbados and the OECS is one of the UNDP's largest sub-regional offices, and Martinez Solomon is looking forward to leaving a lasting impact on Dominica.
Being responsible for the Eastern Caribbean and Barbados, this is one of the largest sub-offices we have, or island offices. So the main office is in Barbados, but this is a large office here, and we have just appointed a head of office who came from the British Virgin Islands, leading the recovery support there. So he's now here to work with colleagues from Dominica. So having a big office, being strong on climate, and believing in resilience as a strategy for recovery are the reasons why UNDP is very, very connected and happy to be here in Dominica.
The National HIV/AIDS Response Program is encouraging Dominicans and visitors to be responsible for their sexual health this Independence season. The Independence is entering its peak with a heightened week of activities this week dubbed Creole Week. Acting Coordinator of the National HIV/AIDS Response Program, NOP, Lester Guy, says the unit has embarked on its annual sensitization campaign, being present at the main activities this week to ensure people practice safe sex during the festive season.
During this season, in the festive season, when it's Independence celebration, we are very much involved with our outreach and our sensitization to the general public as relates to their sexual health. We are continue to be the stalwart, and our aim continue to be the same thing as it relates to giving persons information on protecting themselves as it relates to their sexual activities. One of the things that we try our best to do is meet our visiting persons, especially. You know, a lot of people come from the French Islands, a lot of people are coming from St. Lucia, and you know, during the festive season when people are enjoying themselves, you know, taking a bit of alcohol and so on, sometimes, you know, they get a bit distorted with making decisions. So you're almost there like a gentle reminder, letting people know that in spite of enjoying yourself, but you have to do it responsibly.
Although the majority of events will be held in Roseau and environs, efforts are being made to ensure sensitization continues at activities in the out districts.
What we've attempted to do with our health districts is that tell them what the activities are going on, to contact us, let us know that they can come pick up the condoms, they can come and pick up the commodities, they can come and pick up the leaflets and information. So once activities are going and they can commit to it, then that's what we push. That's what we advocate for a lot. And my staff is small and we can only concentrate at specific things at specific time. We're challenging our health districts to themselves to put stuff in place. They have our numbers here. We have a good relationship with them. All they need to do is call us, and then we pick our package together for them, and they pick it up and do what they have to do themselves.
This season's awareness campaign takes on new significance ahead of World AIDS Day on 1st December.
But what we've tried to do this year, which we've done different from other years, is because we have World AIDS Day coming up in December the 1st, the theme that we're carrying through for our festival is basically communities make a difference. And when we talk about communities, we're talking about everybody's part and parcel of it. What we've tried doing is making an enabling environment for persons as it relates to getting information as much as possible as it relates to their sexual health. So we will be partnering with other civil service organizations and government organizations and non-government organizations as it relates to passing the message. So you'll see this year our t-shirts will say, communities make a difference. What we are attempting to enlighten persons with, to make people aware of, is not just sexual health is not just your responsibility as an individual alone. It's something that the community has to be part of.
And the opposition United Workers' Party is planning another event in its relentless campaign for electoral reform ahead of the 2020 general elections. This event is planned for Friday, Creole Day. It is due to begin at Portersville and will proceed through the streets of the city and culminate on the Bayfront. Since Prime Minister Skerrit announced that elections would be called within 100 days, the opposition has intensified its campaign for electoral reform. The UWP intends on presenting a petition to the President and Electoral Commission for electoral reform and another demanding the resignation of Prime Minister Skerrit. Just last weekend, UWP supporters gathered in the city in support of an event organized by the Concerned Citizens Movement calling for electoral reform.
We have a voters list which consists of many more names than the people who live on the island. The names of people who have died over 30 years still appear on the list, although in some cases, recommendations have been made for these names to be removed. With electoral reform, our country will be a beacon, and all of us will be proud once again to be called Dominicans. With electoral reform, corrupt politicians can be held to account. When a system is corrupt, my people, it has to be changed. And this is what we are fighting for.
Electoral reforms can be considered an integral part of a liberal democracy, realizing the need for a foolproof system. Brothers and sisters, we have been asking for many years now about reforming the electoral process by way of two basic things, which can be done in a short space of time. We have advocated for the cleansing of the voters list, and we are saying that we need identification cards so that persons who vote can be identified. We've heard the Prime Minister ushered again another nonsense about 100 days, giving the impression as if that elections are constitutionally due in 3 months' time. We are saying to you, Mr. Prime Minister, you have more time. Elections are due in May of 2020, and you've got the time to give us ID cards and to cleanse the voters list.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Here are some tips to reduce mosquito presence in and around your home. Keep water storage containers properly covered. Remove containers that can collect water from your surroundings. Keep garbage bins tightly covered. Pick up your litter and remove all tires from your yard. Keep gutters free of leaves and twigs to prevent stagnant water. Prevent Zika, dengue, and chikungunya. Fight the bite. This is a public service announcement from the Dominica Red Cross.
This message is supported by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
To end the news, the headlines again. Senior Counsel Anthony Astafan concerned over unconfirmed reports of names being taken off the voters list illegally. Much needed international exposure for Dominica's local artists when they perform at the stadium forecourt this weekend. And the National HIV/AIDS Response Program on a campaign to promote responsible sexual behavior this independence season. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access or pause the newscast on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Andrea Louis, and to all of our viewers around the world, thank you so much for watching. Join us tomorrow.